Okay, let's try this out. So I've been writing a lot of articles on Substack for the last 8 or 9 months, and somebody suggested I should read my article to you because some people don't like to read. No judgment. I'm going to read the latest one that I did. It's called Midlife Crisis. Crysis, because yes, crying is involved. Perilous, meaning vulnerable, flimsy, shaky, insecure, risky. I was trying to find an adjective to describe the life I feel as a middle-aged, single, struggling, aging comedian. I almost inserted female in there, but I have way too many male comic friends who have recently shared similar feelings with me to discount their same struggle and try and make it gender related. It was one thing to be this way in my 20s and 30s, but riding this artistic endeavor-driven train into my geriatric years is a real test of mental strength. Forgive me if this article has some redundancy to those in the past, but I needed to write. I greatly appreciate Earth keeping me here this long, but I'm absolutely terrified of my 50s. Am I still going to be working a $17 an hour odd job to supplement my roller coaster comedy career? I could force myself to aim higher in a corporate job, but give up on stand-up? I'd want to die either way. I can't give up. If I could think of another job that would bring me this much joy, believe me, I would apply in a second. I never want to give up stand-up comedy. It's a source of true love and happiness. I have on several occasions been sobbing en route to perform on a show. Then my whole demeanor changes once I step foot in the comedy club. Like I took an ecstasy pill at the last traffic stop. Honestly, I'd be fine with a $17 an hour sustaining job if it was enough to live in LA, but it's not. And the fact that I just moved next door to a Whole Foods that has a built-in sports bar is probably not helping. Every day I wake up feels like a Groundhog Day-esque reset, like a plunging, breathtaking ride on the infamous Magic Mountain Ride Freefall. Thanks to free therapy, Instagram motivational speaker content, I have in the last year trained myself to wake up and override the doubt with a programmed recording of, "It's going to be a great day." That usually lasts through my morning coffee, yet I eventually succumb to inappropriately yelling at inanimate objects. If I'm just one bit on edge and my toothbrush falls to the floor, it feels like a personal attack. I have on many occasions, and with way too much hostility for 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, screamed, "Why are you fucking with me?" Where does this rage come from? I feel like with enough self-reflection and hours of hot yoga classes, I'm usually able to figure out most feelings that arise in me. But this one is still very much of a mystery. If I had to guess, I'd say it's from years of faltering adulthood, failing to be completely honest for fear of people being disappointed in me. So I swallow a lot of anger and it eventually erupts when gravity disrupts my already unsteady flow. I make people laugh for a living. How do I have so much trouble enjoying the thing I spend my life giving to other people? I'm constantly racking my brain for new topics of interest, and I'm very welcome to suggestions, by the way. The stages, moments, hours of being engulfed in writing is what keeps my mental health reeled in. Like a dog that must be tied up or it will eat everything in sight and possibly attack others around it. I'm self-destructive and full of abandonment, and there's too much possibility for destruction when my brain is not being utilized creatively. I can't be trusted in relationships, not because I will cheat, but because lack of artistic purpose turns me into a needy, sabotaging nuisance. And I will drive you crazy. Trust me, I have the references. And as life imitates art or vice versa, I approach love with the same trepidation and fear as Robert De Niro in the movie Heat. He said he had to run if the popo was nearby. I tend to run if deep feelings are ascending and possibly distracting me from the perilous life where I am comfortable. Because I can write great self-deprecating jokes. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I didn't practice this. Because can I write great self-deprecating jokes if I am in love and happy? But more importantly, can I perform if I am heartbroken? And that is the real fear, the end, disappointment, rejection. I want the love, but not the lifestyle. I keep thinking that getting involved with another comic will be helpful, but the majority are just as confused and emotionally removed as I am. People always say, don't get involved with other comics, but that is who I share my lifestyle and mental struggles. When most people find depression selfish and possibly made up, a lonely person's pity party, comics think it's odd if you don't suffer from it. Most of them, at least, seem to understand the daily struggle to feel worthwhile and necessary, desiring a life of some purpose while also trying to compose jokes about what we lack in life in order to make strangers feel better about their same downfalls. We want to find love, but comedic endeavors rather than stability will almost always be our first priority. It feels like everything in a comic's life or career is fleeting and temporary, and we approach relationships the same way. We are often thrown into situations in which we have no idea of the outcome. We get used to living day to day, month to month, financially and career-wise, and maybe it bleeds into intimacy as well. My relationships are as minimum wage as the job I currently work, barely hanging on, trying to scrape up every penny of emotion from this hourly, daily, non-committal situation I hope to grow from. Also, I have no game, and I refuse to try. Anytime I've told myself to play the game, don't text back, I feel more miserable than the rejection I get from just being myself and throwing my unattractive feelings into their phone log. Why am I going to pretend I'm not needy just so they can find out the truth 6 months and several orgasms later? And yet, I'm attracted to people who play that game with me. Codependence is a common theme in comedians, even though a lot of us prefer solitude. Not just codependence of a partner or loved one, but we are codependent on whole crowds of people to love us. Until I hit about 46 years old, I took every morning as a normal, everyday, eye-opening moment. I mean, why would they not open? Then some friends, colleagues, family members in my age range die, and it suddenly transforms into a daily, confusing surprise of, oh, I'm still alive. Yay! Or in some instances, fuck. Don't get me wrong, I greatly appreciate every moment of breath, and I have no desire for it to end abruptly. But mornings have proven to be the most doubtful of the 24-hour cycle of times. Maybe it's when my brain asks itself, what are we waking up for today? Is there a purpose? While writing this article, I sought to compare the complication of the brain to something equally as confusing and powerful. So I Googled, what is the most complicated thing on earth? And it said, the human brain. Touché. That somehow brings me great peace. It says the brain has 10 billion neurons, and each one of those connects to another 10,000 neurons. Well, now I guess I seem like a very well put together human being, considering the possibilities. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a message if you did, and I will read some more of my past articles if this works out. And if you have any suggestions, please let me know, because I'm always looking for something new to write about. And I appreciate any of you that just watched this or have read my articles. So thank you very much.